guys, what's up, and welcome back to another video. So today's video is super exciting, and I'm super excited because it is dun 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 books that I don't ever want to be made into a TV series or movie. Okay, now I know some of you are thinking based off that intro, what do you mean? Because as a reader, a lot of us love seeing our favorite books made into movies or TV series. However, a lot of adaptations go very badly. I mean, I could list so many. Like, seriously, I could list so many bad adaptations of books into TV series or movies. I'm not going to, though, because that's just painful, and we don't like recapping painful things in this household. We do not. So there are several reasons I don't want these books to ever be made into TV series or movies. First one, they're probably going to cut a lot of important things because they're not seen as super important when they actually are. Two, the casting. They're not gonna look as good or book accurate as they do in my head, so why put me through that trauma? Three, they're just going to screw it up, like, in some way. Like, it's just going to get screwed up. The script is going to get screwed up. The setting is going to get screwed up. Like, the technology is not going to look as good as it does in my head. Like, that sort of thing. So, I have quite a list of books here, and they all come with, like, their own reasons, and I will go through those. But we're going to start with the House of Night series by PC Cass and Kristen Cass. This is, like, the OG teen vampire series besides Twilight. I love these books so much. I actually own almost all of them. Not quite. I think I'm missing, like, 4, I think. And I love these books. I've read them several times. I am thinking of doing a vlog where I reread the entire series because, chef's kiss, who doesn't want to see that? But here's the thing. I don't want these to be made into a movie because the books are simply better, and they always will be. And they're gonna screw up Zoe, they're gonna screw up the casting. Yeah. Also, like, I'm really scared that if they did, how they show the goddess Nyx would, like, not be as good. Because Nyx is the primordial goddess of night. She's one of the oldest Greek goddesses. I believe she's in Greek mythology, although she does not really get mentioned. But she was so powerful, supposedly, that other gods and goddesses were terrified of her. So, yeah, I need the book accurate representation of her. It's going to suck. And I'm really scared we're not going to get that. So that's the first one. The next one is Grave Mercy by Robin Lefevers. This is so good. I love this trilogy. It is a trilogy. It's called the His Fair Assassin trilogy. And these books are all enemies to lovers. They are interconnected, but they could technically be read as standalones. So, they are super good. Also, one of my favorite fantasy girl names comes from this series, and it's Ismay. I love that name. I think it's so beautiful and everything, and I'm just scared that the setting in these books won't look as good as it looks in my mind, because these have, like, very amazing settings, and I just know that, like, it's not gonna be as good if they try to recreate them in real life. Like, it just won't. And for those of you who don't know what this is about, Ismay is trying to escape from an arranged marriage, and she finds sanctuary at the convent of Saint Mortaine, where the sisters still serve the gods of old, and basically she chooses to serve as a handmaiden to death. Who doesn't love that? Who does not love that storyline? So yeah, I don't ever want that to be made into a movie or TV series. And next up, we have The Diviners. Now, I have not really talked about this book a lot on my channel, but can we say creepy scary ghost song or what? Like, the little nursery rhyme in this book, like, terrifies me. I don't ever want to hear it. That's not the reason. Well, that could be a reason I don't want this made into a movie or a TV show, but I don't know. I just feel like this would get ruined somehow. Like, I just feel like it. And also, it's very slow paced, so, like, there would have to be a guarantee that all 4 books would get made into movies or have their own seasons, and I feel like there's no guarantee with that. So if they're gonna just make this movie and then not make make this one into a movie or TV show and then not make the rest of them. Like, I hate when good shows get canceled. Like, that's my number one pet peeve sometimes. And I'm very terrified that that would happen to this book because it is so slow in action. Or if it was a TV series, they would try to combine the first 2 books into one season. And nope, I see that. I don't like it. I don't like when that happens. And also, like, these neon, like, glow covers, to die for. I do have the second book right here. I am being picky with buying these books because I want the covers to be matching, because this series is so notorious for having non-matching or sucky covers, and these are the only good covers I like. So we are going to wait and make sure that I can buy all these like glow looking covers. Let me put this back. I was like sitting right in front of it. That's funny. Okay. So yeah. Now, the next book speaks for itself. Strange the Dreamer by Lady Taylor. I recently read this last year and I cried. 5 stars. I don't ever want this to be made into a movie or TV series because they would just ruin it. No dialogue will ever be as good as the lyrical narration I got in this book. Like, I'm sorry, but no, the dialogue and the script writing is gonna get fucked up. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have said that. It's gonna get screwed up. I just know that. So yeah, that's my main reason I don't ever want this to be made, is because I just know the dialogue, like something would happen and it wouldn't translate as well as it does in the book. So that's why for this one. Okay, next we have 2 from the same series, but they have the same reason of why I don't want them to be made. It is The Mysterious Society of Lady Scoundrels, and this is the first book. This is the second one, and it's The League of Gentlewomen Witches. These books are so hilariously funny, and I'm scared that a TV series or a movie would take all the humor out and make them super dark. And like, that's not the point of these books. They're meant to be super whimsical. And also, like, these are some of my favorite historical romances I have ever read. They're also fantasy, so if you like those, here's my recommendation. Please read these. I feel like not anyone has read these, and I don't have anyone to talk about with them, so yeah. If you wanna know what they're, this one has flying houses. This one also has flying houses. If that makes you like, and these are lady pirates and these are lady witches, and they're super badass. All the women in here are badass, and I just love them. So somebody please read these and talk about them with me, please. They're so good. And also, if you want to get like an insight into how funny these books are, these are some of the chapter titles. The lady anticipates her caller. A disappointment. The plight of Cecilia's digits. Another explosion. Figurative. Whiskey at White's. Barbarous O'Reilly. The looming abbey. 2 captains confer. Betrayal is exposed. That is literally the chapter title. Like, it's a summary of everything that happens in the chapter. It's very funny. I love these books, and I don't ever want them to be ruined by a TV series or a movie. Next we have The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I think we can all guess why I don't want this to be made into a movie or a TV show. Especially if it was by an American production company, because they would just screw it up. They would screw up the casting, they would screw up everything about this. I just know this. And my girl R.F. Kuang deserves nothing but the best if this is ever to be adapted. Like, I just don't trust the American film companies to do it. So, I don't ever want them to. And yeah, this book is also like super dark, and I don't trust that that darkness would actually get portrayed accurately. Yeah, that is why. And also like the historical details of it, I don't trust that they would also be accurately represented. So that is why, yeah, but I love this book, and I have not read the second one or the third one because I'm secretly terrified of my heart getting broken. But yeah, that's why. I think it's pretty obvious, like, it would have to be so good. Like so good. Because mostly everyone in Book Talk and on BookTube loves this book. Mostly everyone. So, like, you have to appease all of us, okay? All of us. All right, the next one is Ice Planet Barbarians. So, hear me out. The sexy scenes in this are why. And also, like, I don't trust that they would make the aliens hot. Like, that's the whole point. The aliens are hot. Like, so, yeah. I just don't think they would accurately represent this book at all, especially with the sexy scenes. And, like, if they were gonna do it, I'd want the technology to be, like, James Cameron Avatar level. Actually, so if we're talking about Avatar, just imagine Jake Sully and you'll have the right idea. Yeah, I did annotate this, if you're curious. It was, yeah, I've reread this twice, also. So yeah, Jake Sully from Avatar, and Avatar quality filming is the level I'm gonna need them to do for this, and I don't think anyone would. That's why. Yep. Okay, next book is Meddling Kids by Edgar Cantero. Sorry, I said this wrong. Edgar Cantero. This is an adult Scooby-Doo retelling, and I am terrified that this would just get screwed up. It's not quite Scooby-Doo, but it is very close. They even have the dog. Super cute. His name's Tim. I love it. This is Lovecraftian style horror. It's called cosmic horror. Also, don't read anything by Lovecraft ever. Super racist, shitty dude. Like, seriously. I didn't know that until like a year ago, and then I was like, of course. But I just feel that they could not do a good enough job cinematically to reconstruct the ending scene in this book. Like, that's it. Like, the climax scene. Like, I feel like they would not use the best technology or the proper technology for it, and it just would not look as good as it does in my head. So that's why I also annotated the crap out of this book. I will, if you guys want, I will walk you through my annotation style. So comment down below if you would like to see that, because I annotate a lot. I really do. All right, the next book is Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell, and as you can see, it's another annotated. So seriously, if you want me to show you how I annotate, I will. Just request it in the comments below. This one, I feel like horror movies are really hit or miss with a lot of people, and I would need this movie to be only a hit, and I feel like it just wouldn't. Yeah, I also feel like they wouldn't do the Native American representation accurately in this book, so yeah, that's why. And I love this cover too. There's another cover that has like the monster like more front and center, but I think this one is so aesthetic and pretty, and like this pink is just, I love that pink. Yeah, I just feel like the horror elements of this would be really hit or miss if it was made into a movie, and I just don't want to take that chance. Also, I feel like they would kind of make this into a TV series, and for some reason I could only ever picture this book as getting made into a movie. So yeah. Okay, the next book is Illuminae, and this one's really simple. I don't know how you would ever make this into a movie because of the way that it's written. Like, it's not written with, like, descriptions of settings and, like, proper dialogue and stuff like that. It's written, like, emails and text messages style. So, and also, like, this book is so unique and so good. I don't ever want it to be made into a movie. I just have this feeling that, like, the movie wouldn't be as unique as the book is. So why ruin a good thing, you know? Anyways. Man, a lot of these are for the same reasons. Alright, the next book is Neon Gods by Katie Robert. This is another Hades and Persephone retelling. I mean, what did I say in my last video? I like Hades and Persephone's retelling. I'm like an addict for them. So, how do I say this? This one, I don't think they would accurately represent how abusive and awful Zeus is. I just don't. Full stop. Like, I don't think they would. And I think they would make Hades as more of the villain when he's really actually the hero of the story. Like, he's not really a villain. I don't think at all. I think Zeus is the villain. And I just don't trust, like, people in the film industry to accurately represent that at all. So yeah, and this one is also a way more modern retelling, and there's not really like anything to do with the gods' powers. It's more about like control that the gods have over a city, kind of a thing. I think that was like super interesting. A lot of people don't like this book for the reason that there doesn't feel like there's a solid plot, but I actually liked it because I liked the plot. So I mean, I don't know what happened there. And also, like, the sexy scenes in this, there's a ton of BDSM. And I don't think I've ever seen BDSM in movies or TV shows. So, or, like, represented well, or even have a ton of that. So, that's why I would not want this to be made, because I feel like that aspect would kind of get taken out. And BDSM, for those who don't know, it's a lifestyle involving sexy acts. You can go look it up. I do read quite a few romances that involve that though, so. Alright, we're gonna stop for a little water break, sponsored by this cup. It's beautiful, isn't it? My boyfriend got it for me for Valentine's Day. I love the ombre, and blue is one of my favorite colors, so. They also have like green cups in this kind of like style. And my mom ends up taking all of my reusable coffee mugs, and I got so fed up with it. So now I have my own that she never uses, and it's wonderful. Yes. Okay. The next one is A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. This isn't as popular as some of the other books I've talked about, but I loved this book. It was so good. Elise Kova writes some of the best fae stories ever, and the one thing that makes me not want this to be made into a movie is the casting. I don't think anyone could play the Elf King. Like, no, like, I'm being totally serious. I don't think anyone would do him justice. So just don't even attempt to do it, right? I mean, this is also indie published, so it probably won't get as much traction or the possibility of this ever happening, of it being made into a movie. But if it was, I'm just saying, like, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want it. I want this version and this version only. Alright, we're down to the second to last book. Oh my god, this video is taking a while. I am so sorry. I just have so many books that I surprisingly don't ever want to be adapted. The next one is Defiance by C.J. Redwine. This is a dystopian trilogy that is nowhere near as popular as Hunger Games, Legend, or Divergent, but it is so good. And it comes with a side of romance. So, it is, no, like, seriously, it is so good. I do kind of want to reread this. So basically, it's about a girl who is trying to find her dad, and this boy who is determined to protect her in this, like, wasteland. Now, here's the thing. I can't tell you why I don't want this made into a movie or a TV series, but I just don't. Like, I feel like it would go so horribly wrong. I just don't want it. Like, please don't do it. Don't ever do it. Please. Okay. Moving on to the last one. I saved this one for last because it is the one that I really, really don't want them to do anything to. And that is Feed by Mira Grant. Are we surprised that it's a Mira Grant book? I mean, not really. Into the Drowning Deep is the exception to this because I want to see what the sirens would look like. Like, I just want them to do that. Like, yeah. As you can see, it is once again annotated. I just feel like, no, like, I don't want this, especially because of the way that it ends. I don't trust them to stick to the script of how this ends. Now, for people who have read this book, you'll get what I'm talking about with the van scene. Like, I don't trust that they would stick with what the author wrote, because it takes a massive balls to write that into your book. To do that. And you know, the other movie that they did that to was Allegiant. You know what happened at the end with Tris? The movie changed that. Why? An author takes serious balls for an author to do that to a character. So, like, if they did that to Allegiant, they'll do it to Feed. Like, trust me. Like, they would rewrite that ending. And that ending is so important for so many reasons with this series because, like, in the second book, like, it consumes Sean, what happens. So, I don't trust that they would stick to it, and they would just make this movie and forget about the rest of the series and be like, nope, we're done. And I'd be like, no, that's not right. That's not how it happens. So yeah, that's why I'm terrified of. And for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. I don't want to give away any spoilers because it's truly a massive spoiler if I tell you what the van scene is exactly. So for those of you who don't get it, read the book. Read the book. I recommend it. It's so good. It's a sci-fi zombie horror. Who doesn't love sci-fi zombie horror? And it's got a lot of its lore based from Night of the Living Dead, like the original one. So I mean, I will never not convince people to try to read this, so please just read this. And yeah, those are all of the books that I don't want to be adapted into a TV series or movie. That is a seriously long title. I might have to condense it for the video. Anyways, I hope you had a good time hearing all of my thoughts and opinions. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and leave a comment down below with which books you do not want to be adapted into a TV, movie, or series. Also, let me know if I should do a part 2 of books that I would like to be adapted to a TV, movie, or series. Because I will. If there's interest in me filming a video like that, I will do it. Anyways, have a great day, everyone. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!